Richard. Oh, wow.
Hello everyone, Jester Bell is back, and today we're going to talk about the Oscars. Wait, come back. To those of you who are still here, let's discuss the Oscars. So I knew that this video might not get a lot of views because people just don't care about the Oscars anymore, and I know why. It's a combination of a lot of things. They haven't been choosing movies that people have actually seen. They've been choosing some very obscure art films to nominate. They always choose things that's kind of based on message than even being good, as Tarantino puts it.
What's the word I'm looking at? Ideology is more important than art.
Way more, certainly to the awards.
Yeah. And it's just, it's like, ideology trumps art. Ideology trumps individual effort. Ideology trumps good. Ideology trumps entertaining.
So that's part of the reason, and the other part of the reason is people just aren't enamored with celebrities as much anymore because of the internet giving us more exposure to these people. But I gotta say, I honestly think that the number one reason that people don't watch the Oscars anymore are the actual show, not the awards themselves, but the show. It's just gotten really, really cringy, and I actually saw a great Twitter thread last year where someone outlined how the Oscars used to do their shows. It used to be a show that was very posh, if you will, and it was meant to be sort of this escapist experience where you get to see all these people from sort of a different world achieve their dreams, and there was all this speculation about who would win, and of course it was a combination of they were movies that people used to see. It all started with the Ellen hosted Oscars where they tried to do the celebrity selfie, and that's when it sort of became how do you do, fellow kids, that old gif, because all of a sudden it became the Oscars really, really desperately trying to make it seem like they're just like the mainstream. They're just like you and me by following trends, following memes, and by trying to do that, I say trying, they haven't succeeded at it, they've really revealed how out of touch they are. And it has changed from that escapist experience into something just cringeworthy. I mean, look at how the Oscars used to be. If you want to look up any videos of it, they used to do performances for the audience. They used to do things like doing a choreographed dance to one of the things nominated for Best Original Score, things the audience would actually like to see. Fast forward to now where we've got, was it Megan Thee Stallion rapping a very inappropriate version of We Don't Talk About Bruno that's just made to talk about how they're going to celebrate the Oscars. It's not for the mainstream, and they just don't understand that. And there's also how the actors and people used to conduct themselves. It used to be that they would come up, they would thank people for, they would be very humble, they would thank people who got them the award, then maybe crack a joke and then step down. Now they're either grandstanding about what great cause that they need to promote, or they're just making it out to be a bigger deal than it is.
My God, I can't believe it. This is really unexpected. It's a great honor to be here, especially with such great actors like Nick Nolte and Warren Beatty and Robin Williams, Robert De Niro. First of all, before I say that, I want to say hello to my mother. She's in Wales watching this on television.
I've been thinking a lot about some of the distressing issues that we are facing collectively.
There's violence and hate crimes being perpetuated on innocent civilians all over the world. And in times like this, I think of Tammy, and I'm inspired by her radical acts of love. We've talked about love a lot tonight. And I'm inspired by her compassion. I see it as a guiding principle.
And people don't want to see that because these are movies, and they're there to entertain people. And I believe movies are very important, but you cannot go out there and make it sound like whatever you're doing in the arts is greater than it actually is, or that's greater than other people. That's a big turnoff, and I don't think that they understand that. But however, I think that it's getting a little bit better because the Golden Globes recently came out, and there was, while the hosting was really terrible in my opinion, they did have some very good speeches. But the thing is, this year is there's actually a lot of people, from the actors to the movies that have been nominated, that I actually think are deserving deserving. There's some exceptions, of course. I have no idea why Avatar: The Way of Water was nominated. At least you could say it's a movie people saw. That's why I guess they did it. Ana de Armas did not need to be nominated for Blonde whatsoever. But then we've got Austin Butler for Elvis. We've got Ke Huy Quan from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie has got a lot of awards. Barry Keoghan got his first Oscar nomination here. And so there's a lot of people that I think are actually deserving of the awards that are here. And Top Gun Maverick is nominated for Best Picture, which it should be. I don't expect it to win, but it should be nominated. So that's why I'm really actually interested in seeing how the Oscars play out this year. But unfortunately, I think that I'm going to be one of a few people because I think that their award show is just going to be so terrible, nobody is going to want to watch. And that's a shame. The Oscar used to be a thing where if a movie got an Oscar, it'd be a big deal and people would really get excited about that and it would make people want to watch that movie more if they hadn't before. But now it's just a turnoff, and that's a shame because I can't say that something is Oscar nominated right now and have people want to watch that movie. It's just not how it works anymore. But hey, maybe there'll be some real excitement this year, like last year, Will Smith's Slap. That got more attention than anything else the Oscars did. It got more viewership than anything the Oscars did. And we're already unfortunately seeing some controversy this year with Andrea Riseborough, is that her name? Trying to get herself a nomination ahead of other actresses that people felt were more deserving. So the Oscars have already entrenched themselves in controversy. So maybe regardless of what actors or movies are nominated this year, they just can't escape their own issues. But regardless, I'm going to do my little nominations here of who I think should win the Oscars this year. Unfortunately, The Batman would be in a lot of categories for me, but The Batman was snubbed, and it was snubbed big time. So here we go. Here are my nominations of who should win the Oscars this year. For Best Picture, obviously Top Gun Maverick. For Best Original Screenplay, I would say Everything Everywhere All at Once. For Best Adapted Screenplay, Top Gun Maverick. For Best Actor, Austin Butler. Best Actress, Cate Blanchett from Tar. Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan, and he's going to win, and I can't wait to watch it happen. Best Supporting Actress, this was a tough one. I almost said Stephanie Hsu, but I'm gonna go with Angela Bassett from Wakanda Forever. Not a good movie, but she had an incredible performance. Best Editing, definitely Top Gun Maverick, but they're probably gonna give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once because they always nominate the most editing rather than the best tightest editing. I thought Maverick was really tight. Makeup and hairstyling and costume design, I'm gonna do 2 for 2. I would say Elvis for both these categories. Best Cinematography, Top Gun Maverick. The Batman was not nominated, so can't say that. Best Sound, The Batman. The Batman's gotta win something, and the sound was pretty good. Best Original Score, Babylon. Not a good movie, would not recommend it, but it does have an incredible score. Best Original Song, Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga from Top Gun Maverick. You can see that's on this list a lot. Best Visual Effects, Top Gun Maverick. Probably gonna give it to Avatar: The Way of the Water, which, it's fine. Best Director, now this was another tough one. I said Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Original Screenplay. That was from the Daniels, and I was kind of debating whether that should be Tar, but Tar, if you haven't seen the movie, you should watch it. And since I gave Best Original Screenplay to the Daniels, I'm going to give Best Director to Todd Field for Tar. That had some very interesting choices with the cinematography and the editing and how it was all woven together. And the acting was amazing. And Best Production Design, I would normally say The Batman. I love that production design, but apparently the Academy doesn't think it's that great. So I'm going to have to go with Elvis instead. So those are my nominations of who should win the Oscars this year. Maybe, are you still watching this video and you still have an investment on who should win? Do you think that the Oscars will ever become mainstream again and become exciting? Or do you think we're going to get another Will Smith slap moment this year? Tell me about it in the comments below. Thank you for Vincent and Jay for supporting the channel through Patreon. If you want to support the channel on Patreon, check out the link in the description, and I will see you guys next time. But we all know who should win all the Oscars, of course. Die alone.